Every year, thousands of people apply and attend college. It's definitely of value for educational purposes to investing towards your future. It also helps create that semi-business atmosphere that allows students to talk about projects, assignments, and school options. Some people even travel from different countries and overseas just to attend school. This is Gary, an eager young student traveling to Toronto from France just to attend George Brown College. Good choice, Gary. That's the spirit, Gary. However, there are a few things you should prepare for when becoming a student. Some things that can weigh heavily on a student's mind are registration can sometimes be confusing and frustrating. Trying to figure out where the classes are with no direction is a challenge. Assignments and projects can cause the stress levels of school to spike during the semesters. Buying books can be a money pit at times, especially when no one tells you where to get cheaper or used books. Also, prepare to put that on the back burner. Remember, education first, right? However, for international students, there's even more added to that of a regular student. For international students, living in a new country can be scary and nerve-wracking at times. Sometimes it's troubling when you can't find a connection with people, especially when you celebrate a holiday no one has heard of. Also, not understanding what people are saying to you and no one really understanding you can mean big problems during assignments and group projects during school. Finally, the pain of not being able to see your family and friends for a very long time can be the make it or break it factor of whether or not you truly stay in school to finish. This is the International Center. Go on, Gary. Go and talk to them. They can help you out. Feeling nervous or unsure? Why don't you tell me what's the matter? You know, there are many people that go to George Brown that think the same thing. And throughout the semester, we have come up with a solution just for that. The International Student Mentorship Program. Well, Gary, it would be a program that pairs up second and third year students with first years to show them around the school. They would help them find books they need or look for the information they need. And in the mentorship program, it would also develop in-school friendships, someone to go hang out with before class or after class. Now, while we were deciding who would benefit the most from a mentorship program, we looked at four key criteria, comparing a high school mentorship program to a first-year mentorship program and then to an international student mentorship program. First, would this be able to be reused for future generations over and over again once put in place? Second, would it increase George Brown's profit by attracting more students on an international scale to come here? Third, would it improve students' time at George Brown College and improve their satisfaction of it? And fourth, would it increase George Brown's graduation rate? While looking at the three different projects, we had found that an international student mentorship program would benefit the most from this, and that's what we went with. It is important to know, though, that this project would not begin school-wide. It would start a lot smaller than that, more like a pilot project, taking a maximum of 100 mentors and 100 mentees throughout the semesters, simply to see if the program attracts attention and to see if it's really wanted by the public. We would also pair up matches by nationality and gender, as well as business students with other business students. We would need to get the program out there though. An example being through the George Brown College's main website with online enrollment options for mentors and mentees, as well as various poster ads. Once mentors are selected, their training can begin on the most common problems first-year international students face and how to deal with these problems. An example being stress, academic problems, and various kinds of paperwork. However, to truly be a mentor though, you need a mentee. Once pairs have been set, international students would be able to talk to their mentors well before school to ease the nervousness and get to know each other ahead of time. When school finally starts, a meet and greet would be arranged to finally see your mentors and mentees face to face. Also, if you're going to be living in a new city, you might as well get to know the area. An ideal partnership would be to team up with the Toronto Ambassador Program, or TAP for short, to do just that and show our mentors and mentees around Toronto. Mentees would also need to know their way around George Brown College, and by teaming up with the Dean Ambassador Program, they would help us do just that for them. When the year ends, small parties would be held as a way to introduce mentees to be mentors for the new mentees coming in the next year. We can't forget, though, that everything in life costs money. We estimate that with labor costs throughout the year, with all the room rentals that we would have for the meet and greets as well as the parties, all the food we would have to provide to the people attending, awards and other prizes for mentors and mentees throughout the year, would cost $60,000. But our total revenue would be $66,000. $40,000 from a short-term grant from the government, and $26,000 from international students' tuition. There would also be ways to generate more money or save money. An example being fundraisers throughout the school or by various partnerships to reduce costs like we did with the TAP program. During the course of this project, we would be able to keep track of its progress from surveys from both mentors and mentees rating overall enjoyment, satisfaction, and any frustrations that still continue. We would also have mentors fill out quick status reports on a bi-weekly basis about their mentees' progress. The surveys would have 4 basic questions. 1. How many hours over the past 2 weeks have you and your mentee communicated with each other? 2nd, what achievements or positive experiences has your mentee experienced while at George Brown? 3rd, what negative or stressful experiences has your mentee experienced over the last 2 weeks at George Brown? And 4th, which event that the International Mentorship Program is hosting will you and your mentee be attending? Now comes the dark side of the project. Some of the things that could prevent us from really fulfilling this project to the fullest that we envision. What if mentors didn't want to help new students? We would then have to create groups rather than the one-on-one individual help we would like to see, but it would still be considered a success. What about if new international students weren't or are not interested in having a mentor while at school? If that were to happen, we would have to take stronger advertising techniques to really highlight the value of this program and the experiences that they could have while using it. What if a mentor isn't being a mentor to the mentee and is avoiding or ignoring them? To make sure that doesn't happen, to the best of our abilities, we would only hire those who truly want to be a part of this program and share the experiences of being a first-year international student with new first-year international students to avoid these kinds of problems. Now, our long-term goals for this project would be to have regularly paid employees to run the services and have a permanent place in the International Center throughout all of George Brown's campuses. We will know we are on the right track if we see more enrollment and decreases in international student problems. With this, we can slowly move forward and hopefully take on more mentors and mentees. It sounds like you would really enjoy it, Gary. In fact, about 80% of international students that go to George Brown would agree with you. You go get 'em, Gary.